I'ma tell you what it is, I'ma tell you what it ain't. Riding with the best side, yeah we talking west side, yeah we talking south side. And the shorties from the north big tens, I can't lie. Probably a little biased, probably a little modest guy. Hands for any motherfucker that wanna try us. Cause we the center of business and motherfucking innovation. No place like summertime shot, don't need vacation.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Soul Therapy YouTube channel. Today we're going to downtown Chicago and a bunch of other sneaker stores to see what we could find. A quick note, there's no longer a Crocs or Lid store. Kind of unfortunate that they didn't survive. However, the first spot we're hitting up today is good old Champs Sports, where sometimes you could find some pretty cool deals. They had the Jordan 2/3 marked down to 120 bucks, a really nice colorway and honestly a decent shoe that is pretty comfortable. They had almost all the colorways of the Jordan 4 RM, which is a really slept on silhouette and that I made a video of recently, so if you want to check that out, it'll be linked in the description down below. There hasn't been anything too notable when it comes to releases besides that Jordan 1 Low Obsidian that they didn't have in stock anywhere. It's still pretty shocking to me that the Black Toe Reimagine is sitting and honestly is going under retail in many places. I've seen it at multiple Nike outlets as well. Honestly, now's a great time to pick them up, especially if you can snag them for a deal. I had to check out LaMelo Ball's new offerings, and they have the LaFrance model, the really big chunky like skater-esque shoe, two new colorways, black and silver. Honestly, these shoes are crazy, not something I could style personally, but not too bad. They also had these Puma shoes that really caught my eye. They look like a mixture between Speedcat and something a little bit more modern and fresh. They also had the Anthony Edwards shoes. These are the low top variation. They had them on sale for 90 bucks, which isn't bad. I really do like that Knicks gift colorway, and this new colorway is honestly really fire as well. I recently made a video trying out the AE1 on court, so make sure you check that out. I haven't tried the low top version. From everything that I've seen online though, the mid top version is a better performer. However, I think I do like the way the low top version looks a little bit better. Checking out other basketball shoes, they had the new LeBron budget model shoe, which looks very similar to the next gen release that I personally own. It should be a solid enough performer, it just looks a little strange. They also had the Ja Morant 2s on sale for 110. Next store is Foot Locker, so let's go ahead and check it out. They had a bunch of the new Air Max DN8, and with 8 completely different air bubbles, it looks pretty insane, almost like an AI generated shoe. I'm not gonna lie. I did pick up a pair, so do expect a review to be coming out very soon. Now, when it comes to basketball shoes, this Foot Locker literally has an insane selection. They had the new KD4 colorways that recently dropped that I must admit are really tempting. I do want to add these to the collection. And they had a bunch of other various sneakers as well. As I've gotten more back into basketball, these basketball shoes have really been capturing my interest, especially stuff like this. This is the Kai Speed 1 from Anta, which is Kyrie Irving's sneaker. They also had the Ja 2 collaboration that features these stones that really do be dancing. It's a fantastic looking shoe. 250 bucks is pretty insane though. Also, the big highlight of today were these Jordan 9 Cool Grays. It's insane that these basically sold out everywhere. It's not something that I was expecting personally. While it is a clean looking shoe, I think other better releases have sat when those sold out, which is a little confusing to me. All the rumors are suggesting that Nike has been lowering the stock on their Jordan retros, which does make sense. I think they're trying to make sure that they actually sell out and don't go on huge clearances like they have done in the past. Speaking of clearance, it's been a tough year for the Nike Dunk Low. These new colorways just don't do it for me. A lot of them just have pretty whack materials and are kind of boring colorways. I really wish that they would pivot away from it. On the other hand, Puma Speedcats are more popular now than ever, and I could see why. It's a really low cut sneaker that's super versatile and easy to wear. I just know for me personally, I can't really rock with them, so that's an easy pass. I had to check out the reduced rack because there was a lot of options on here. As you can tell, it was pretty cramped. They had some nice Special and Samba colorways on sale for around 80 bucks, which is honestly not that much discounted, but it's solid enough, especially if you're looking to pick up a basic shoe. I think we're going to continue to see mesh runners like the Asics and the Nike Vumeros be extremely popular this summer, so no surprise they have a whole wall dedicated to them. This new AE1 colorway is super nice. It comes in metallic finish, but it's extremely heavy. I do like the low top version as well. These Hokas are completely wild. Not something I'd wear personally, but it does look like a comfortable shoe. They also had a decent selection of Saucony and Asics sneakers and some New Balance 1000s. Next up is JD Sports, the place where they always have some heat. First thing I had to do was check the reduced rack, where you could find some real genuine heaters. They had a bunch of Nike Dunks on sale to all the way down to $75, and some admittedly really clean New Balance 9060s all the way down to just $100, which is not a bad cop whatsoever, especially for spring. I was happy to see the Nike Tech Challenge 2 also on sale for $120, another absolutely clean sneaker. They also had some gel Kayano 14s. I wasn't the biggest fan of that bluish colorway, but this light green and beige is absolute heat. This is such a comfortable sneaker too. I couldn't recommend them enough. I've been meaning to add some Air Max 97s to my collection, and this colorway is really solid, but for $150, I don't think it's worth it. On the other hand, this New Balance 2002R is an insanely good deal, another really comfortable lifestyle sneaker, and really nice earth tones as well. They also had some exclusive colorways of the D&8 that I hadn't seen in any other store. I'm a big fan of the blue one just because blue is my favorite color. They also had these black Nike Cortezes marked down to $65 and a lot of discounts on the Adidas wall as well. You can get some SL72s for good prices and some really clean Gazelles and Specials and even Sambas. In particular, this navy Samba colorway really caught my eye. The materials were super nice and it's something that's super versatile. They also had this Samba colorway for Mexico with some really nice details. I love the gold bits as well. Making our way over to the basketball shoes, they had the brand new Hardens. This is a really wild looking sneaker, but low-key, I think they should have saved the silhouette for the AE2. I think it would fit in perfectly. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, these LeBron Monopoly shoes do not do it for me. I think the tie-dye is interesting, just not something I would want to rock on court. I do like these New Balance 1000s, then again, earth tones, you can never go wrong with them. Alright, it was time to make our way to the Nike store on Michigan Avenue, hopefully try our luck for the new Jordan 1 Low Obsidians, and maybe find this piece of Nike footwear that has been dominating sneaker culture. I was looking forward to maybe finding these releases, but then again, I had to temper my expectations because this Nike store is super hit or miss. And as you can tell, they got the store all decorated for the brand new Air Max D&8. And of course, inside, they're trying to push the Ja Morant sneakers heavy, all the advertisement, the full works. And I'm not gonna lie, this Jordan Y2K inspired clothing is pretty cringy to me. I know they're trying to keep up with trends, it's just not appealing coming from the brand. I really wish they would just stick to making the fundamentals and doing it well. And if you're gonna bring stuff back, do it the right way. Finally got to see the Pegasus Premium in hand, a really comfortable looking sneaker. Unfortunately, they didn't have my size. I've been meaning to cop a pair for the review for you guys, but we'll get around to it eventually. To be honest, I was really underwhelmed at this point with the selection they had here, until I went downstairs to find what I've been looking for. Where in the women's section, I found the Nike Rejuvenate clogs. They were cool to see in hand, but since it's a women's size, they didn't have an equivalent for a men's size 12, which was really unfortunate. Thankfully, the Converse store right next to me was carrying these low-top sneakers that instantly caught my eye. These ended up being the Louis Lopez Pro 2 Leather, a sneaker that I'm really fond of and just uploaded a review of, so make sure to check that out, it'll be in the description down below. Admittedly, this Converse store is really cool. They had the Converse weapons in this UNC colorway, which is so tempting, but I know I'll be able to find these on sale in a couple of months or so. I ended up bagging the Louis Lopez shoes and moved on forward. Thankfully, the weather was starting to look pretty nice, even though the sun was slowly setting, so things were gonna get cold soon. With that being said, I wanted to make my way over to Water Tower Place and check out Adidas to see if they had any new offerings. They had a lot of the Japan silhouette that they've been trying to push heavy, and of course they had some Sambas. These caught my eye because they had patent leather instead of normal leather, and they had the folded over tongue, which I think looks really nice on the Samba silhouette. They also had this nice looking beige and brown pair, just with a material swap that I'm not the fondest of. And of course they still had a bunch of campus models. They had some superstars that they've been trying to push heavy recently, which to be honest hasn't worked the best for them. even though I'm personally a fan of the silhouette. Looks like they're trying to bring back the forums. I feel like they were pushing these heavy in early 2020 and during the pandemic, and that didn't really work out for them well, so I'm surprised they're attempting to bring them back. Just like at Foot Locker, they had the new AE1. This low top colorway I believe is called Metamorphosis and is a really nice take on the AE1. Of course, they had Harden signature sneakers, this time in this white pearlescent colorway that, to be honest, was not that visually appealing to me. I especially didn't like the green hit on the bottom, but this green pair on the other hand, these are low-key gas, and I typically don't like green sneakers, so the fact that this is so visually appealing to me means they're doing something right. And the apparel to go alongside of it, pretty fire too, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this Adidas store is pretty solid. It's really nice, especially when they have recent collaborations, as they tend to have them in stock, and they have a lot of really cool apparel here that you can't find elsewhere. Okay, we're gonna completely switch gears here and teleport over to the Nike outlet in Oak Brook, where we might find some insane stuff. First notable pair I spotted was this pair of Nike Dunk Low SBs. This is the Escar Go colorway, and I'm not gonna front, you could still get them on Nike on sale, and they're available in a lot of sizes, just not a sneaker that has done too well. Which, hey, if you have them and you like them, all the power to you, enjoy them. And of course, the Nike outlets are starting to become pretty cluttered with Nike Dunks and even Vumeros at this point, which, to be honest, look a little cheap looking, especially this pair. The shape was kinda off. They had this Olympic inspired Jordan 6 colorway on sale for $130, which is not a bad price to pay for them, especially if you're a fan of the Jordan 6 silhouette. The aisles were littered with Nike Dunk colorways that are just not gonna move, and some pretty cool wheat Vumeros, some Air Forces that were extremely cheap. I mean, after the final sale that's coming out to like $35, pretty insane work, and some Air Max 1s in this camo colorway. The employees came out with another cart and they brought out these Air Max 1s. This is a special Nike by you, and honestly, they're not too bad. Not something I'm gonna buy personally, and it was a size too big, but Terrence, good stuff. But I saw a brand new pair of Air Max DN8s in a size I could rock on sale. That was a no-brainer. Video coming out very, very soon on them. They had some little kid foam posits, not super interesting, and the new Jordan Grand Court, and honestly not bad materials on these. But the second pickup at the outlet where these Nike Gatos review is also coming out soon. Such a dope sneaker. Since we're in the area, I crawled my way over to the Nordstrom store, and when I tell you this place was empty, oh my goodness, it was a ghost town. I do like visiting Nordstrom because every once in a while they have some kicks that you literally don't see anywhere else, but I wasn't seeing anything too promising yet. A bunch of Field General colorways that are not bad, but just not something that is too appealing to me. They did have some Nike Cortezes, and these were solid colorways. Really liking the navy blue and the black colorway. They also had a bunch of running sneakers, some Vumeros, some Sauconys, and some P6000s. This maroon colorway definitely caught my interest. Not a bad looking shoe by any means. Not gonna lie, their Jordan selection was looking pretty pitiful. They had the Jordan 1 breads that we reviewed on this channel, a pair of Jordan 1 mids, some 2/3, but these total 90s. Now this caught my interest. These are pretty dope, and they said they had my size in stock, but the employee then told me that he couldn't find it. And I don't know about you, I think bro might have been just a little lazy. Let me know if you agree with me, or did bro actually struggle to find the pair of shoes? Nonetheless, I just literally bought 2 sneakers the last store, so I wasn't too upset that I wasn't going to pick up a third one. Seems to me that these Whale Bonner superstars are having a tough time moving. They're just really expensive, even though they're a fantastic sneaker, something I would add to my collection for the right price. There's no way I'm paying that sticker price though. They had a large offering of reduced sneakers, which is pretty unique to Nordstrom. Sometimes they have a couple of pairs, but it was clear to me they were trying to get rid of all the old stuff and do it quick. A lot of these shoes being almost 40% off, especially these 1906 Rs. Oh my goodness, that is a clean looking shoe. These 2002 Rs that we saw earlier at JD Sports were also here as well, and they had them marked around the same price, so yeah, really good pickups. Also find it funny, they had this whole section for Asics and they just had this Skyhand OG, which is not a bad kick, but yeah, I don't think it needs its own section for that. They also had these 550s in this pretty nice colorway. Just the 550 model is a little old and tired at this point, especially this vintage distressed look. Not a fan of it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little escapade of me shopping around for sneakers. Make sure you follow for more Soul Therapy.